In the wise words of Seneca, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. But what if your new beginning didn't take years? What if in just 7 days you could become someone so transformed, so unshakably focused, that even your closest friends wouldn't recognize you? Sounds impossible. It's not. But it will demand more from you than anything you've ever done before. This isn't some feel-good motivational fluff. This is a raw, disciplined, and calculated plan to reinvent yourself from the inside out. You don't need another year. You don't even need a month. What you need is 1 week, 7 days of relentless commitment. And by the time it's over, you won't just be a better version of yourself. You'll be unrecognizable. This is about thinking differently, acting deliberately, living with intensity and purpose. It's about identifying and destroying the patterns that have held you back for far too long. No more excuses. No more waiting. No more drifting. You're not here to be a bystander in your own life. You're here to take control of your identity, to shape it with intention. Understand this. People who create radical change don't wait for the right time. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They seize the now. They understand that the person they dream of becoming will not appear magically in some distant future. That person must be built starting today. True change doesn't always take years. Sometimes it happens in an instant, in one moment of clarity, in one decision backed by unstoppable action. If you've ever wished for a reset button in life, this is it. But it comes at a cost. No half measures, no excuses, no turning back. So if you're done waiting, done playing small, done hoping life will change on its own, lean in, because your transformation begins now. Day 1. Destroy the old self before you can build something new. You must destroy what no longer serves you. Today, you will go to war with the version of yourself that's been holding you back. The one stuck in comfort, the one chained to bad habits, limiting beliefs, and weak routines. Step 1. Brutal self-awareness. No filters, no sugarcoating. You must own every behavior, every excuse, every pattern that has kept you from stepping into your full potential. Change demands sacrifice, and today, you will sacrifice your old self for a stronger, more capable, more relentless version of you. This isn't just about recognizing what's broken. It's about making an irreversible commitment to leave it behind. This is the day you stop tolerating mediocrity. You stop justifying laziness. You stop hiding behind fear. The discomfort of change. It's real. But it's nothing compared to the pain of staying the same. Lean into the discomfort. Push through the fear, because every great transformation begins with resistance, and your mind will try to hold on to what's familiar. But that fear, it's just a wall, and walls are made to be broken. You are the architect of your future, and today, you begin building from scratch. To truly destroy the old self, you must go deeper than surface-level habits. You must dismantle the mental frameworks that kept you stagnant. Ask yourself honestly, what fears have dictated my decisions? What lies have I told myself to avoid growth? What stories have I repeated to justify playing small? Because the story ends here. You've made the commitment. The old self is under siege, and the battlefield is your mind. but awareness alone isn't enough. Now comes the real test. Action, rewrite. Day 1 continues comfort zones. They feel safe, familiar, but let's be honest, they've become your prison. Real transformation demands that you let go of the identity you've clung to, the version of you that's defined by past failures, old routines, and outdated beliefs. And the tighter you grip that identity, the harder it becomes to break free. But here's the truth. You are not bound by who you were. That version of you served its purpose. It taught you what you needed to learn. But it has no place in where you're going. So what now? Now comes the moment of separation. A symbolic act that marks your rebirth. Acknowledge your past self, but do not mourn it. Celebrate its end. Thank it for the lessons, then bury it. Take out a piece of paper. Write down everything. Every excuse, every bad habit, every self-destructive behavior that no longer aligns with who you're becoming. Then destroy it. Tear it to pieces. Burn it. Bury it in the ground. Do whatever it takes to turn this moment into a physical declaration of change. Because this isn't just about making a wish. This is a commitment to a new path, a path that can't be reversed. That act tells your subconscious, this is real. The old me is gone. The new me begins now. Reinforcement. Mindset reset. This is your psychological reset. A powerful shift that tells your brain, I'm no longer available for mediocrity. I'm no longer tolerating weakness. I'm stepping into power. And remember, this is still Day 1. The war with your old self isn't over. It's a war you'll fight every single day. With every decision, with every action. You are either feeding the new self or giving oxygen to the old one. From this point on, your actions must match your vision. You've crossed the threshold. There's no going back. Whenever doubt creeps in, whenever the old temptations call your name, remind yourself, you are no longer that person. You are evolving. You are rising. You are stepping into the highest version of yourself. Embrace this transformation, because the greatest version of you is waiting on the other side of destruction. Tactical, personal inventory. Now get brutally honest. Take a hard look at your life and ask, are you waking up late? Are you wasting hours scrolling mindlessly? Are you spending time with people who suck the energy out of you? Write it all down. List every single habit, action, and choice that's been keeping you stuck. Whether it's procrastination, laziness, overindulgence, or self-doubt, identify them. Own them. Eliminate them. Now dig deeper. What are your emotional crutches? Are you using food, social media, entertainment, or even gossip as a way to avoid facing your problems? Recognize them and begin cutting them out. Be ruthless. Delete the apps that distract you. Block the websites that waste your time. Distance yourself from toxic people. Set fierce boundaries for your time and energy. Detox your environment. Clear your space. Remove the clutter physically and mentally. Create a zone for focus, growth, and discipline. Final act, letting go. Write a letter of resignation. Yes, literally. Write a letter to your old self. Pour it out. Tell the old you that their time is up. Acknowledge their role in getting you here. But make it crystal clear, you're not staying here. Then take that letter and burn it. Let the flames remind you that this moment marks the end of who you were and the birth of who you are becoming. Day to begins. Physical reinvention. Your body is a mirror of your discipline. If it looks weak, it's because your habits have been soft. But tomorrow, that changes. You've severed ties with your old self. The symbolic act is done. Now, the real transformation begins, starting with the body. Because how you move through the world shapes how the world responds to you. Physical reinvention. A powerful mind begins with a disciplined body. Today, you take full control of your physical self, not just for looks, but for mastery. This is where the external becomes a mirror of the internal. The way you move, the way you fuel your body, and the way you train it all reflects how serious you are about change. Want to command respect? It starts here. Stand tall. Move with intent. Walk like someone who knows exactly where they're going. Confidence isn't spoken, it's shown. It's carved into your posture and echoed in your every step. The ancient Stoics knew this well. They understood the deep, unbreakable link between the body and the mind. To them, physical hardship wasn't just a workout, it was a test, a ritual, a way to sharpen the mind by enduring discomfort. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, practiced voluntary discomfort. He fasted, walked barefoot in the cold, and exposed himself to adversity not out of necessity, but to forge mental toughness. This practice, known as premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, was their way of preparing for anything. Because when you learn to suffer by choice, you become unshaken when life deals a real blow. Discipline in the gym reflects discipline in thought. Self-control with food reflects self-control with emotions. If you can conquer your body, you are on your way to conquering your mind. When you train like you're preparing for war. Not a war of swords, but a battle against weakness, against laziness, self-doubt, and the comfort that seduces you to stay the same. The Stoics saw comfort not as a luxury but as an enemy. Avoiding hardship makes you fragile. Embracing it makes you unstoppable. This transformation isn't about six-packs or aesthetics. It's about endurance, grit, perseverance. It's about becoming someone whose strength isn't just visible, but deeply rooted. Because the body may break down, but a mind forged through discipline, that mind stays firm. That mind wins. So today, you push your limits, engage in rigorous physical training. Push until your body wants to quit and keep going. Not because you have to, but because you choose to. Strength train to build force and power. Run to test your breath and endurance. Stretch daily to stay flexible in body and mind. Take cold showers to shock your system into resilience. These aren't fitness tips. They are battle drills. You're preparing to fight against every excuse, every craving, every mental barrier that's ever held you back. And if you're in your senior years, you are not excluded. Even a daily walk, light stretching, or resistance band training can keep your body agile, your joints mobile, and your focus sharp. Small efforts done daily compound into massive transformation. Don't chase perfection. Chase consistency. This is the warrior's path, where the body becomes a vessel for discipline, and the mind learns to follow strength step by step, rep by rep. Day 2 is physical. but its rewards are deeply mental. Your transformation continues tomorrow, and your body is no longer optional in that journey. You've begun reshaping your body, but physical transformation doesn't stop with muscle or movement. It's in the rituals, the fuel, and the way you treat your entire environment. Every input, every bite, every habit. It matters. Strength isn't just built in the gym. It's sustained through every choice you make throughout your day. If you're in your later years, building physical resilience becomes even more essential. Light movements such as walking, stretching, and balance exercises can greatly reduce the risk of falls. Breathing exercises and mindful movement sharpen mental clarity, helping each day feel more focused, more intentional, and far more fulfilling. Find the joy in movement. Yes, joy. Whether it's gardening, swimming, yoga, or even dancing in your kitchen, the more pleasure you find in the process, the more consistent you'll be. And consistency is the ultimate key to longevity and vitality, especially as you age. What you feed your body determines the pace and depth of your transformation. Eliminate what dulls you. Processed foods, refined sugar, alkaline that leaves you foggy, sluggish, or drain. These substances cloud your thinking, reduce your energy, and sabotage your progress quietly. Instead, fuel your rise with clean, nutrient-dense foods, whole grains, lean protein, leafy greens, berries, nuts, and seeds. These aren't just food groups, they're reinforcements for your mind, muscles, and mood. They give you long-lasting fuel, faster recovery, and mental sharpness. Hydration, too, is a cornerstone of this new version of you. When you're even mildly dehydrated, your mood shifts, your focus drops, and your resilience weakens. Water cleanses your body, improves your thinking, and helps regulate stress. Drink at least half your body weight in ounces each day, and increase that number on intense training days. This simple shift alone can be life-changing. But it's not just food and drink. You must also become aware of everything you consume: conversations, media, and even thoughts. If you allow negativity in on your plate or in your mind, it will shape your identity. Start carrying yourself as the future version of you, the person you're becoming, not the one you're leaving behind. Create rituals around mindful eating. Slow down, appreciate your meals, let your food be fuel, not a distraction. Cut out mindless snacking, replace it with intentional nourishment. Craft a meal plan that sustains your physical transformation and sharpens your focus. Because when your body thrives, your mind rises to match it. And soon, the world won't recognize the person you've become. Now set a strict training schedule, whatever fits your lifestyle and ability. Daily walking, running, fainting, you choose. Push yourself. Don't just move, transform, fix. Your diet. Cut the junk. Ditch the alcohol. Raise your protein. Fuel with clean, intentional energy. Then, look in the mirror. Stand tall. Pull your shoulders back. Move with strength. Speak with purpose. Carry yourself like someone reborn. And finally, take a before photo. 1 week from now, you'll take another. And when you compare them, the transformation will shock you. Day 2 is almost complete. But this is only the beginning. Now, we shift to the command center, your mind. Day 3, mental upgrade, because the body obeys the mind. And if you want to become truly unrecognizable, your thoughts must evolve first. Yesterday, you began the journey of transforming your physical vessel. Today, the focus shifts inward to the mind, where all change truly begins. More than just identifying fears or old patterns, you must now confront the invisible walls that have held you back for so long. Ask yourself, what beliefs have been quietly steering my decisions? What fears have shaped my behavior? You can't fight an enemy you don't see, so bring them into the light, expose those limiting thoughts, and begin dismantling them one by one. The Stoics believed that our experience of life isn't defined by events themselves, but by how we perceive them. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That's not just advice, it's a call to take full responsibility for your inner world. Because when you master your mind, you master your life. This isn't about thinking positively, it's about thinking powerfully. Transformation begins the moment you stop reacting and start responding. From a Stoic view, every challenge life throws at you is an opportunity to forge greater inner strength. Hardships are not setbacks, they are the training ground for greatness. Seneca, another towering figure in Stoic philosophy, deliberately placed himself in discomfort, fasting, sleeping on hard floors, and stepping into cold, not out of masochism, but to remind himself, comfort is not required for contentment. Through voluntary discomfort, you train your mind to endure and overcome, rather than collapse and complain. Mental fortitude is forged in fire. So how do you build it? Start by changing your inner dialogue. Epictetus taught us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And your reactions are shaped by your self-talk. Stop saying, I can't, and start saying, I will figure it out. Replace I don't know with I will learn. These aren't cliches, they're new neural pathways being built. And over time, they become the voice of your new identity. Words are more than air, they're architecture. What you say to yourself builds or breaks you. Think like someone who is becoming powerful. Speak like someone who respects themselves. Train your thoughts to align with the person you're becoming. The Stoics also practiced mindfulness, being rooted in the present moment, detached from drama, and deeply grounded in what they could control. This isn't avoidance, it's laser focus. The world may spin in chaos, but you remain composed, calm, and clear-headed. You respond with intention, not emotion. Embrace amor fati, love of fate. Don't run from discomfort. Don't wish for a different path. Welcome every setback, every challenge, as the very material from which your transformation is built. What you resist persists. What you embrace strengthens you. And never forget memento mori, remember you must die. Life is short, and you don't get a second shot. This thought shouldn't scare you, it should sharpen you. Every hour lost to doubt, fear, or indecision is time you will never get back. So act, decide, move. This is your mental rebirth. With Stoic clarity, you're not just rewiring your thoughts, you're forging a mindset that cannot be shaken. The next version of you starts in the mind. Yesterday's work planted the seeds of a powerful mind. Now, it's time to water them with urgency, discipline, and full accountability. Approach each day as if it were your final chance to become who you were meant to be. Not someday. Not when the timing is right. Today. That sense of urgency, that quiet fire inside is what fuels transformation. Waiting is just fear in disguise. Mental mastery isn't found in comfort. It's forged in fire through reframing pain, training your perceptions, and taking absolute control over your reactions. That's the Stoic path, and that's the gateway to becoming unshakable. To live Stoicism is to take radical ownership of your life. No more blaming circumstances, other people, or the past. As the Stoics taught, freedom begins where self-mastery begins. Once you command your own mind, no external chaos can break you. You become anchored, focused, and formidable. But to rewire your mind, you need to feed it intentionally. Start curating your mental diet. Remove noise, mindless scrolling, empty entertainment, toxic opinions. These things reinforce your old limits. Instead, consume content that sharpens your intellect and expands your thinking. Read books that challenge your beliefs. Watch philosophical content that strengthens your mindset. Surround yourself with voices that elevate, not distract. Begin journaling daily, not passively, but deliberately. Track your inner world, your thoughts, emotional triggers, and self-talk. Identify patterns that weaken you and rewrite them into empowering affirmations. I can't becomes I'm learning how. I'm stuck becomes I'm growing. This is how the new you takes root. Don't avoid adversity, seek it. That's where your mental strength is forged. Every time you lean into discomfort, cold showers, fasting, difficult conversations, you train your willpower. These small, voluntary hardships are micro battles, preparing you for the larger wars life will inevitably bring. Visualize with purpose. Close your eyes and picture the person you are becoming. How do they walk? How do they respond under pressure? What choices do they make each day? The brain doesn't distinguish between imagined experience and reality. Repetition makes it real. So visualize until your mind aligns with your vision. Combine this with precise, powerful language. Eliminate weak speech. No more maybe, I don't know, or I'll try. Speak like someone who is already powerful, clear, decisive, and focused. Then live it. Act as if you are already the person you aspire to become. Why? Because the brain responds to repetition. When your behavior matches your ideal identity consistently, it becomes your truth. You're not chasing a future self. You are stepping into it. Today. Monitor your habits. Align your actions. Everything you do should reflect the highest version of yourself. This is mental alchemy. Your power lies in thought, and transformation begins in your mind. Read books on self-discipline, focus, and resilience. Meditate daily to clear mental clutter and regain control. Reject mediocrity in all its forms, especially in how you speak to yourself. Kill weak language. No more I can't. No more excuses. Write down the mindset of the person you are becoming, and then live it. Day 4. Social presence and command. You've restructured your body, rewired your mind. Now it's time to reshape how the world sees you. Because no matter how much you've changed on the inside, if others still see you the same, they'll treat you the same. That ends today. From this moment forward, live as if you are already the person you want to become. How would they think? How would they move? What would they tolerate? Embody that identity completely starting now. Today, we redefine your presence. Presence isn't just about how you look, it's about the energy you radiate, the confidence you project, and the aura you carry into every room. Do you command attention? When you walk in, do people turn to look? Or do you blend in, unnoticed? This is where the transformation becomes visible. Your voice, your posture, your body language, they all send signals long before you speak. Speak with clarity and conviction. Eliminate hesitation. Stand tall. Move with purpose. Project calm. Power through deliberate gestures and strategic silence. Yes, silence is your secret weapon. Those who truly command a room don't need to dominate every conversation. They choose their words carefully, allowing their presence to say what their voice doesn't. When you master controlled silence, you conserve energy and amplify your impact. But presence isn't only what you project, it's what you make others feel. People rarely remember your exact words. What they remember is how you made them feel. Were you grounded? Did you carry a sense of direction and certainty? Or were you scattered and uncertain? Today, study yourself. Stand in front of a mirror and watch. How do you walk? Where do your eyes go? Is your energy closed or open? Confident or defensive? Adjust accordingly. Refine your posture. Practice intentional eye contact. Speak slower. Breathe deeper. Find the delicate balance between being approachable and unshakably strong. Presence is not arrogance. It's not loudness or force. True presence is quiet confidence, the kind that comes from knowing your worth without needing to prove it. It's the power that flows from inner mastery, not external validation. Everything about you should align with the person you are becoming. Every glance, every step, every gesture deliberate, focused, rooted. The Stoics knew this deeply. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Presence, in its highest form, is embodiment. It's not about putting on a performance. It's about living your values so fully that the room senses it before you speak. Discipline, composure, and strength of character, those are the markers of a Stoic presence. No matter the room, no matter the people, your energy must stay grounded, never reactive, always intentional. Seneca warned, speech that's restrained is better than speech that's excessive. Choose your words with care. Speak less, mean more. And when you speak, make sure your words carry weight. Even your eye contact, your posture, and your breathing, they tell a story. What are they saying about you? Today, make sure that story speaks of confidence, purpose, and silent authority. By now, your transformation is well underway. You've begun carrying yourself with strength, speaking with purpose, and commanding respect. But there's another layer, one practiced by the Stoics themselves: control under pressure. The Stoics mastered their breath. Before stepping into the world, into a room, onto a stage, or into any moment where presence matters, they centered themselves. Deep breath in, calm exhale. They gathered their thoughts and entered with deliberate control. Why? Because how you enter sets the tone for how you lead. This is more than just composure, it's preemptive preparation. The Stoics practiced something called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of adversity. This wasn't pessimism, it was power. They visualized potential obstacles before they arrived, so that when the moment of pressure hit, they were already fortified. Imagine this: a tough conversation, a high-stakes negotiation, or a room full of strangers that once felt intimidating. Now, you walk in already mentally prepared, calm, aware, and in control. Your presence doesn't scream, it commands. Because commanding presence isn't about forcing others to see you, it's about becoming undeniable. When your inner world is anchored in discipline, focus, and peace, the outer world responds accordingly. People may not be able to explain why they notice you, but they will notice. Your energy precedes your voice. Your posture speaks before you open your mouth. But presence also begins in silence, with the way you speak to yourself. Tell yourself, "This, I belong in this room. I am meant for this moment." Because if you carry beliefs of insignificance or self-doubt, they will subtly leak into your posture, your voice, your eye contact. Shift that internal script. Start walking into rooms like they were built with you in mind. Speak to yourself the way a great leader would. Affirm your worth. Reflect on your progress. Stop diminishing your own light before you've even stepped into the spotlight. Then, master your voice. Speak slowly, with intention. Articulate your words clearly. Use tone and rhythm like a composer uses notes to liberate. Powerful, calm. Let silence punctuate your sentences. Give weight to your pauses. When people hear you speak, they should feel the strength of your thoughts, not just the sound of your voice. This is how lasting impressions are made, not by volume, but by vibration. Study great speakers. Watch how they pace, how they never rush, how they hold a room without ever raising their voice. Model excellence, and soon others will model you. But don't stop at your voice. Upgrade your visual presentation too. Your appearance matters not for vanity, but because it signals self-respect. Dress as if your future self is already watching. Wear clothes that sharpen your posture, elevate your confidence, and reflect your ambition. When you take care of your body and your grooming, the world subconsciously takes notice and responds. Your wardrobe, your hygiene, your posture, these aren't superficial. They are extensions of your discipline. They communicate without words who you are and what you stand for. Because whether you like it or not, people judge confidence, competence, and credibility within seconds. And that moment when someone first sees you is your opportunity to say everything without saying a word. So say it with how you walk, how you speak, how you breathe. Say it with how you exist in the room. So far, you've refined how you speak, how you walk, how you present yourself visually, but now it's time to master the most subtle and powerful layer of all. Your energy. The energy you bring into a room is felt before a single word is spoken. It's the invisible current that shapes how people experience you. To cultivate a truly magnetic presence, you must become aware of the intangible dynamics at play: your energy, your ability to truly connect, and how attuned you are to the people around you. It starts with attention. Pay close attention to those you interact with. Listen not just to respond, but to understand. When you engage thoughtfully and with intention, people feel valued. They feel seen. That's where real presence begins, not in dominance, but in a balance between strength and warmth, between authority and approachability. Have you ever noticed how the most charismatic individuals don't just dominate conversations, they draw people in? They mirror energy. They read the room. They adapt while still staying grounded in who they are. They make people feel safe, respected, and important without losing their own power. Charisma, then, is not something you perform. It's something you become. And that transformation starts now. Today is the day you stop blending in. You're no longer going to wait for permission to be seen. You're not going to shrink, hide, or hesitate. Instead, you're going to stand out. Not with force or arrogance, but through quiet conviction, self-respect, and undeniable presence. Because presence isn't just about how you look, it's about how you feel inside. When you carry yourself with certainty, the world reflects that back. You don't need to prove yourself, you just need to be fully aligned with the person you are becoming. Walk as if you belong. Speak as if your words carry weight. Show up as if you've already arrived at the highest version of yourself. These habits, this posture, this energy, this tone of voice will feel unfamiliar at first. But the more you reinforce them, the more natural they'll become. Until one day, people won't remember who you used to be, only the undeniable force you've become. So make the external match the internal. Upgrade your appearance. Sharpen your style. Get serious about your grooming. Invest in how you show up, because people judge what they see long before they hear what you say. Then match it with how you speak. Eliminate filler words. Cut out hesitations and weak gestures. Replace them with clarity, calmness, and strong eye contact. Speak less, but mean more. Because here's the truth. People respect those who listen more and speak with purpose. The ones who hold back noise and deliver impact. Now moving into day 5. Relentless execution. You're ready to separate yourself from the masses who only talk about change. By now, you've cultivated discipline, reshaped your presence, and rewired your mind. But none of that matters if you don't act. Every extraordinary transformation starts the same way, with a single decisive action. One step. One deliberate move that breaks the cycle of waiting and turns intention into momentum. Stop overthinking. Stop second-guessing. The time for planning is over. The time for execution is now. Whether it's applying for that new job, launching that project you've been sitting on, confronting a long-avoided conversation, or finally stepping outside your comfort zone, do it today. No hesitation, no delay. Because every second you wait is a second you drift back into mediocrity. This is your defining moment. This is when you prove to yourself and the world that you are not like most people. You don't just plan, you build, you move, you execute. The Stoics believed that action, not reflection, reveals character. Marcus Aurelius put it simply: don't waste time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. That single line holds the core of relentless execution. Stop theorizing. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop looking for signs. Just act. Stoicism teaches that hesitation is the enemy of growth, and fear of failure is a trap we must rise above. Instead of running from obstacles, embrace premeditatio malorum, the Stoic practice of anticipating challenges and preparing for them. When you move forward expecting resistance, failure becomes not a threat but a teacher. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor strengthens the body." With every hardship you face, you forge resilience and hone your strategy. You don't need to avoid the storm. You need to train yourself to walk into it stronger. Another pillar of Stoic execution is the dichotomy of control. Epictetus taught us that life is made up of two things: what we control and what we don't. Most people freeze because they worry about what's beyond their power. You won't. You will take bold action in the face of uncertainty because you focus only on what is within your reach, your effort, your discipline, your decisions. Everything else, let it go. To embody Stoic execution, act with purpose. Make your decisions with clarity and conviction, just as ancient generals once did on the battlefield. Each action, no matter how small, is a strike toward mastery. Do not wait until you feel ready. That feeling may never come. Instead, strike when the moment demands it. Move forward, especially when it's uncomfortable. This is what the Stoics knew. The people who remain stuck are not lacking intelligence, luck, or even talent. They simply fail to act. Relentless execution is the path to freedom. No amount of theory, planning, or reading will move your life forward without decisive movement. You must become the rare person who chooses progress over perfection. To sustain this habit, you need accountability. Announce your goal to someone who will challenge you to keep it. Set non-negotiable deadlines. Commit publicly so that failure becomes more uncomfortable than action. Pressure isn't your enemy, it's your fuel. The greatest threat to execution is comfort. The more you indulge in ease, the more you weaken your edge. So introduce discomfort deliberately. Wake up earlier. Lift heavier. Tackle the hardest task first. Choose challenge over convenience every time, even when it feels unnecessary, even when it feels excessive, because this is how you train your mind to equate discomfort with growth. Execution also demands decisiveness. Every second you waste doubting yourself is a second you'll never get back. The world's most powerful leaders and innovators all share this. They decide quickly, act confidently, and adjust as they go. You must do the same. Trust yourself. Move with conviction. Refuse to let hesitation rob you of your future. Bold action inspires confidence not just in you, but in everyone watching. And make no mistake, the world is watching. It rewards those who act with clarity and purpose. To solidify this new identity, adopt a mindset of radical responsibility. Own everything. Make no excuses, and keep executing day after day until you no longer recognize the person you used to be. No one is coming to save you. No one else will put in the work. This truth may be harsh, but it's also incredibly empowering. You alone are responsible for your actions, your growth, and the results you produce. Once you internalize this principle, everything changes. You stop looking for someone or something to blame. You stop leaning on excuses, and instead, you direct. all your energy toward taking bold, decisive action right now. The path to mastery is not paved with perfection, but with unrelenting execution. Yes, you will face setbacks. You will make mistakes. You will encounter resistance. But those who persist in spite of obstacles are the ones who rise to greatness. Stop waiting to be perfect. Stop trying to get everything right on the first try. When you shift your focus from seeking perfection to pursuing progress, you become unstoppable. You don't need every answer. You just need the courage to move forward. And how do you maintain that forward motion? You build a system. One of the most powerful habits you can develop is a structured daily review, a consistent time to reflect, assess, and adapt. Ask yourself, what did I accomplish today? What worked? What didn't? What can I do better tomorrow? Then, adjust and keep going. Refinement without hesitation. Action without excuses. This daily practice accelerates your progress by helping you stay laser-focused on what matters. And it fine-tunes your strategies for maximum efficiency. Execution is not just a single act, it's a habit, a rhythm, a lifestyle. Also, embrace the force of momentum. Starting is always the hardest part. But once you begin, every action builds upon the one before it. Small wins compound into major breakthroughs. The more consistently you act, the easier it becomes to keep going. That's the secret to sustained growth. You don't need to sprint, you just need to keep stepping forward. Now is the time. No more overthinking. No more waiting. No more hesitation. This is your chance to prove who you really are. The person who makes things happen no matter the obstacle. This journey isn't just about hitting goals. It's about transforming yourself into someone who moves through life with intention, clarity, and undeniable power. Execution is the bedrock of all greatness. Every success story you admire was built on decisive, relentless action. So ask yourself, will I stay stuck in the loop of hesitation and excuses? Or will I step boldly into action and claim the life I know I'm capable of? The choice is yours. Take massive action toward one goal you've been avoiding. Eliminate hesitation from your vocabulary. Every second you stall makes you weaker. Every act of courage makes you stronger. Feel fear. Do it anyway. Feel resistance. Push through it. Feel unready. Take the leap. Say yes to the challenge. Face what scares you. Take that first powerful step. Day 6. Build a personal system. Now you've realized something crucial. Motivation fades. It comes and goes like the wind. If you rely on motivation, you'll be inconsistent. But if you rely on systems, you become unstoppable. Success doesn't come from good intentions. It comes from good structure. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And that's where the game is won. A powerful system ensures that you make progress even on the days when you don't feel like it. That's the secret weapon of high achievers. It's not about having more talent or intelligence, it's about building routines and environments. That makes success inevitable. The goal now is to automate excellence. Build habits that work for you instead of relying on fleeting willpower. Create a life where productivity happens by default. That begins with design. Design your environment so distractions are eliminated. design your day so that key habits are embedded into your routine. Design your schedule to serve your highest priorities, not someone else's. This is how you shift from reactive living to proactive domination. Once your system is in place, something incredible happens. Consistency becomes automatic. You no longer have to force progress. It becomes your default setting. Execution becomes inevitable. A powerful system is like an invisible engine running in the background of your life. It removes friction. It removes hesitation. It eliminates the constant need for motivation because your habits take over. When your days are structured around purpose-driven routines, your energy is no longer wasted on should I, but focused entirely on what's next. You don't ask, should I work out today? You already have. You don't wonder, should I eat clean or check my goals? It's already in motion. This is the power of a system. It removes decision fatigue. And the fewer micro-decisions you have to make, the more energy you have for the things that truly move you forward. Small wins accumulate, habits compound, and growth becomes exponential. Look at the most successful individuals in history, not the luckiest or the most talented, but those who achieved greatness through relentless systems. They didn't rely on bursts of motivation. They built predictable, repeatable patterns that led to extraordinary outcomes. So how did you build a system like that? You start by identifying the core habits that truly drive your transformation, those non-negotiables that move the needle. Break them down into small, manageable actions. Then weave them into your daily routine until they become second nature. Track your progress ruthlessly, refine constantly, build in rewards and accountability mechanisms to anchor your new identity. Because real success doesn't come from occasional surges of energy, it comes from disciplined, focused action over time. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. To them, greatness wasn't the result of fleeting motivation. It came from the unwavering commitment to live in alignment with their values day in, day out. Seneca once wrote, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." They didn't count on luck. They built systems, philosophical, practical, daily structures to shape their lives with intention. Take Marcus Aurelius, for example. Each morning, he practiced structured self-reflection, writing in his meditations to center his thoughts and reconnect with his purpose. That daily journaling ritual was more than a habit. It was a system of alignment, a method for grounding his actions in clarity and virtue. You can do the same. Review your actions daily. Ask yourself what worked, what didn't, what needs to improve. In doing so, you're not leaving your growth to chance. You're designing it. The Stoic principle of dichotomy of control is essential here. As Epictetus taught, we must place our focus only on what we can control: our choices, our actions, our responses, and let go of what we cannot. Your system should reflect that. Design your days around actions you own. Stop wasting energy on outcomes or obstacles beyond your reach. Another Stoic gem: premeditatio malorum. The premeditation of adversity reminds us obstacles are inevitable. But if you build your system to anticipate setbacks, they won't shake you. They'll become part of the design. Imagine that a life where even failure fits the framework. When adversity comes, and it will, You don't break, you bend, adapt, and keep moving. That's the beauty of a well-crafted system. It absorbs impact, it protects momentum, and it ensures that even on your worst days, you still move forward. Apply these Stoic principles and your life will stop feeling random or reactive. You'll stop bouncing between highs and lows. Instead, you'll move with quiet confidence toward your highest self. You'll make greatness inevitable. Create a life where discipline feels effortless because your systems are strong, your habits are deliberate, and every action serves your purpose. Day 7. Solidify your new identity after 7 days of relentless discipline. You are no longer the person you were. Your mindset has shifted. Your habits have transformed. Your presence radiates purpose. But transformation isn't just about change, it's about making that change permanent. This is not a motivational high. It's not a fleeting experiment. It's a full identity shift that now requires reinforcement. Your mind will try to pull you back to what's familiar, your old self. Those old habits they'll whisper to you when you're tired, distracted, or vulnerable. But hear this, every choice you make from this moment forward is either a vote for your new identity or a step back into mediocrity. There is no neutral ground. You are either becoming or regressing. You are either building or eroding. If you want this transformation to last, then solidify it, reinforce it, repeat it. Turn this new version of you into the default setting. Set a long-term vision. Where do you see yourself in 1 month? In a year? In 10 years? Write it down. Visualize it daily. Then align your systems, habits, and relationships to serve that vision ruthlessly. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, elevate you, demand more from you, not the ones who remind you of your past. Protect your environment, your workspace, your social feed, your conversations. Because everything you consume either builds your new identity or poisons it. This is not the end. This is the launch point. You've done in 1 week what most people don't do in a lifetime. You've proven something powerful. Change doesn't take years. It takes a decision followed by bold, sustained action. Now you must live it. Breathe it. Never look back. Reflect on your week. What shifted? What habits are now non-negotiable? What kind of person will you never be again? Write your new self-definition. Who are you now? What do you stand for? What will you never tolerate again? Because 1 week ago, you were just surviving. Today, you are evolving. And if this much is possible in 7 days, imagine who you could become in 7 weeks, or 7 months, or a lifetime. Most people will wake up tomorrow and live the exact same day as yesterday, but you've chosen transformation. Now the question is, will you continue to rise or will you fall back into comfort? The truth is, once you've seen what you're capable of, you can't unsee it. You now hold the blueprint. The only thing left is execution. Become unrecognizable. Become legendary. Become exactly who you were meant to be. If this video lit a fire inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button to boost the message. Share it with someone who needs this awakening. And subscribe to Stoic Capsule for more powerful content to fuel your transformation. This is just the beginning. We'll see you in the next one.